90-Day Fiancé star Ilesanmi is a famous franchise star who's known for his relationship with Angela Deem, which has now ended. And if he doesn't return to the franchise, it might be for the best. Michael is a controversial cast member whose exploits have been shown on screens for years. While he's got his good points, Michael stayed with Angela for years, but dumped her after he got to America. For years, she played a waiting game, hoping Michael's visa would be approved. Then, when it was, she had nothing to look forward to but Michael leaving her. Michael's one of the most iconic 90-Day Fiancé stars, after stints on 90-Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, 90-Day Fiance, He Strikes Back, and 90-Day, The Last Resort. Michael met Angela on Facebook. He messaged her and charmed her. The much younger Nigerian seemed to be the answer to Angela's prayers. The Mima was a mature woman who was lonely. When Michael appeared on her monitor, flattering her and saying all the things she longed to hear, she fell in love. In February 2024, after a relationship that lasted for 7 years, Michael left Angela. Michael is currently 35 years old, and 90-Day Fiance's Angela Deem is 56 years of age. The couple were a part of an age gap relationship, with Angela being 22 years older than her partner. Quite often, in the world of 90DF, such an age gap doesn't bode well. Couples tend to break up because they are in different phases of their lives. Michael made a show of caring about Angela, but there were always red flags. It's possible that Michael was never sincere. The fact that he changed so fast when he got to the USA seemed to tell a story about who he really is. While Michael has been trying to redeem himself after leaving Angela in tears and does have supporters, his actions as a partner, from day one on Facebook, appear to show that he always had an ulterior motive. He clearly sought out an older woman to woo, perhaps with a mind to getting ahead in life. For 7 years, the couple fought. They were never quite on the same page. A lot of arguments were Angela's fault. She's hot-headed and loses it completely sometimes, even veering into violence. At one point, Angela attacked Michael's car, and during another disagreement, she threw a strawberry shortcake at him. He wasn't physically aggressive, however, he did inflame her jealousy often, triggering the former hospice nurse and grandmother. Angela was often disappointed in Michael while they were together, and she got another taste of pure disillusionment when she found out that Michael had joined a Facebook group called Paradise Men. The group features a lot of guys from Nigeria who want to get to America. Michael was overseeing the group, perhaps offering advice to other like-minded males. In a Reddit thread started by a social media user whose handle is now deleted, fans didn't trust Michael and felt the group was a hotbed for green card hunters. It might seem like the men were in the group to learn the fine art of wooing American women for green cards, but Michael strongly denied any wrongdoing. He thinks the group is above board, not shady. In his eyes, it's a place where men can gather to celebrate America and discuss plans for making it to the nation, and nothing more than that. Michael has been active on Instagram lately, showing the world who he is after an explosive relationship ended in disaster. He seems to be enjoying life in the USA, but he did show a possible downside: money. While Michael didn't come out and say that he has financial problems, he did post someone else's complaints about cold, hard cash, as seen in the Instagram clip above. Michael may have found the post amusing, but it's also possible that he related to it. If so, he may find that the cost of living in America is high. He has a nice apartment, and Michael also has a new family in the USA. Shelter and entertainment cost money. The cost of living in Nigeria is 59.1% lower than it is in America, as per Numbeo, so Michael, who used to sell smartphones in his native land, may be noticing a big difference. He's probably not getting any money from Angela now, and he likely needs to earn more to cover the bills. Michael hasn't had steady employment for some time, and he might be trying to make ends meet however he can. Famous people can usually leverage their notoriety. However, some reality stars don't really have a lot of money. Many of them take to Cameo or try to get sponsored posts on Instagram. If Michael doesn't have a lot of money, he might not be ready for another reality stint. He might be too focused on improving his financial life to really focus on romance. This could lead to issues that put him into another troubled relationship. He might look for the wrong things from a relationship and end up in a troubled union where his partner is wondering if he's in love or just trying to get ahead. Angela is a tough woman, and she's doing the best she can to move on after a devastating breakup. Her heart is broken, but she's a warrior. In the post above, she uses the hashtag Queen of Reality, really brazening it out. However, on the inside, it may be a different story. She's been wounded by Michael's actions, which weren't always so gentlemanly. When Michael left her, he began to cultivate a fan base of his own. For example, he started a GoFundMe, asking fans for donations that would be used to pay any legal fees related to Angela allegedly trying to get him deported. The situation got messy fast, and in order to redress the balance, Michael did what he had to do. Angela was upset that fans were donating money. They clearly took his side in the split, and this inflamed her. If Michael reappears in the franchise, it may feel like salt in those wounds. She loved that man, and he coldly left her, taking some of her fans with him. While Michael has his own life as they split up, Angela perhaps deserves some sympathy. It's entirely possible Michael never loved her and just pretended to. This is one more reason why he might not be the most trustworthy person to cast. Facing deportation must be very frightening. Right now, in America, a lot of people are being deported. To build a life in another country and then contemplate it being taken away may trigger Michael on a soul level, making him feel sad. It's probable that Angela's latest threats to deport Michael are more of her drama, as she's often lashed out in the past. However, Angela could be serious about wanting Michael out of the country. He seems to think so, or he wouldn't have launched his GoFundMe. Initially, he wanted $25,000 from fans to help pay for lawyers if he had to battle Angela in court. While it's possible that Michael could get legal representation and only pay if he loses the case, he wants money to give to the attorney of his choice. Fans were quite supportive of his endeavor. They've watched Michael suffer at Angela's hands for years. There was a lot of verbal abuse. While he wasn't an ideal partner, her anger management skills were questionable, and she often went too far. Her hot temper is likely the reason why Michael was able to drum up $52,000, which is quite a chunk of change. However, all this legal drama may not leave him poised to search for romance in the 90DF franchise. He might be preoccupied with immigration issues linked with Angela. It might be better for Michael to wait until he resolves these issues. Then he can rise again, reigniting his presence in the franchise. Is Michael too busy romantically to go into the franchise and find a new woman? There is gossip that suggests his love life has been very active, although there's no conclusive proof. Angela is the source of the chatter, as per 90 Day Fiance Update at Instagram. This woman scorned is coming out with her guns blazing. According to Angela, gossip about Michael impregnating a woman while dating another is worth sharing, as she went on TikTok, spreading that rumor around via a repost. To imply that Michael is in a love triangle without proving that is perhaps irresponsible, but Angela is always on a mission, trying to show the world how bad of a person Michael is. If Michael has 2 girlfriends, one of whom is expecting a baby, he should probably focus on those women instead of looking for more. However, his liaisons, if they are real, are things he hasn't really discussed, and he is the one who knows what's happening in his private life. Michael's a star, and it seems like stars should have money, but Michael hasn't worked a steady job in years, as previously mentioned, and he might benefit from really leaning into a full-time job for a while before making his way back to the franchise. If he finds a job he likes and works as hard as he can, Perhaps his employers will appreciate all that he does for them. That will give him a sense of fulfillment and may lead to a bright financial future. Michael is a reality star, and appearing in the franchise is work. Cameras follow these celebrities around. They trade their privacy for fame and paychecks. However, reality TV stints are typically sporadic. A stable job with a steady income could open a lot of doors for Michael, making it easier for him to really achieve his potential in life. He might sell electronic devices as he used to, or do something in the entertainment niche. Perhaps he could monetize his social media posts, but a 9-to-5 gig might be a good thing for him. It could help him to make his American dream real. If he did try out a new job, it would make a new stint in the franchise more interesting. It could change and perhaps rehabilitate an image that has definitely been tarnished due to his constant conflicts with Angela. It would add depth to his image and probably change the way that viewers perceive him, likely for the better. Angela tried to believe in a man who was interested in other women. In such situations, facing reality is necessary, but it can hurt. Since Michael was unfaithful to Angela, accepting sexual favors in his car in exchange for giving a woman a ride, he is definitely a cheater. The last thing the 90DF franchise needs is more unfaithful men, so perhaps Michael isn't the best fit for the Romeo role. There were so many times when Angela saw red. One example was when Michael was highly distracted by a scantily clad dancer in a bar. He stared and stared, almost in a trance, and when Angela found out, she did the usual. Not one to take such dalliances lightly, the reality queen lost it. Michael may never cheat again, but he did cheat, and that's a fact. As it happens, Angela tried to ban her man from using social media because she feared the worst. The couple's dynamic was twisted but fascinating, as Angela attempted to bar Michael from social media, where she felt he'd connect with females who might become romantic rivals. There was an interesting power play. He said he'd get rid of his accounts in exchange for money. This transactional twist told a story. The couple was not real. The bargains Angela was making were raw deals for her and for Michael. However, the two are done, and that's a good thing. What's important is that the franchise casts decent men who offer women some kind of realistic shot at happiness. It might be best to keep the proven cheaters out of the 90-day fiancé mix.